In our headlines tonight, Governor Biano urges voters to protect the votes on election day. State governments to investigate cause of fire that raised education markets Wali out on Onitsha. Federal government asked court to remove Onoye as CJN and NJC chairman. On the foreign scene, many killed as leaking pipeline explodes in central Mexico. A beautiful good evening to you. Glad to have you join us on our news tonight. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. Eligible voters have been asked to protect the votes after casting them to ensure they count. Governor Willie Obiano was speaking during his thank you rallies at St. Mary's High School, Ifitedunu, in Dunukofia Council area and in Njikoka Local Government Headquarters, Abagana. Government House correspondent Ejika Bana reports.
According to the governor, exercising their franchise is part of their primary responsibilities, which they should all come out and perform. The governor, who pointed out that he is behind all candidates that emerged under ABGA, reiterated that he will continue to work harder to enthrone the party and state as strong and viable entities.
Victor win win go. Doesn't win win them. That's what the win win go. So on up na will obia. Na twice ya lolo. Na ni sheke. At my sheta when you get when then I know.
Describing the governor as a pace-setter in all facets of development, the senator representing Anambra Central, Chief Victor Ume, member representing Njikoka, Anocha, and Dunukofia Federal Constituency, Chief Dozie Nwankwo, and member representing Dunukofia Constituency in the State Assembly, Mr. Lawrence Ezodo, promised to take the good news of the party down to the grassroots, adding that they will continue to follow in his footsteps.
Onye lụa ihe ọrụ ọzọ anyị nwa na-edozi onye ndozi n'okwu ebe a ndị na-edozi ka a ga na-etinye anyị ga na-edozi nke a bụ ife na-agwa n'ijikọ ka bụ election nnukwu ọzọ ebe ka anyị ga-ebinye aka ife anyị nọ ebe ọkụ unu na banyesi all the nooks and crannies of Dunukofia wee spread the good news.
Earlier, the state chairman of ABGA, Sir Norbert Obi, represented by the secretary, Barrister Anthony Ifanya, and the transition committee chairman of Dunukofia and Njikoka Council areas, Mr. Uchenna Omerie and Mr. George Ozo, respectively said that the governor's visit is because of his love for the people, even though he is not directly contesting any election. A stakeholder in Dunukofia, Barrister Chike Maduekwe, assured of strong grassroots movement and mobilization for the party. A representative of Hausa community in Dunukofia spoke and prayed for the governor and the party. Earlier, the Commissioner for Works, Engineer Marcel Ifejofo, gave a rundown of projects in the council areas visited. Presentation of flags to candidates in the area featured at the event. People of Dunukofia also entertained the governor with a dance. From Njikoka Council headquarters, Abagana, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
Few weeks into the new year, traders at the education market Wali out on Onitsha are recounting losses as goods worth over 500 million naira was lost to an inferno which gutted the market yesterday night. Staff reporter Odinaka Nwolisa, who was at the scene of the fire disaster, reports that the ugly incident, which was said to have occurred around 7 o'clock in the night, razed all the shops in the market. According to the report, when the ABS arrived to the scene of the incident, the shops were still in flames, with the stationaries and other equipment burnt to ashes, while traders and passers-by were seen lamenting about the ugly development. It was gathered that the cause of the disaster is yet to be ascertained, as some sources said it started from one of the shops at the first floor. Narrating their ordeal, the chairman of the market, Chief Silas Uzo, said he was alerted when the fire started, but regretted that despite efforts to stop the spread, it razed all the goods and pleaded for government assistance. Inspecting the extent it damaged, the Commissioner for Trade and Commerce, Mr. Christian Madubuko, was sympathizing with the traders on the incident, thanked God that no life was lost, and announced that the state government would investigate the cause of the fire outbreak, which he described as unfortunate, noting that government will decisively deal with whoever that is indicted. The commissioner assured that the state government will compensate and assist the traders to enable them earn a living. In an interview, some of the affected traders, including Dr. Sami Loko and Chief Williams Ohagiri, said their means of livelihood have been lost to the inferno and appealed to the state government to come to their aid. A one-day voter education campaign against invalid votes in 2019 general election has ended in the state with a call on politicians to educate their supporters on the right way to vote. The campaign, which took place at Njikoka headquarters of Bagana, was to sensitize the public on the dangers of voting wrongly, attracted NGOs, political parties, traditional rulers, core members, among others. Amaka Chibuzo Okoye was there and now reports.
While flagging off the program, the State Director, National Orientation Agency, Barrister Charles Nwoji, said the campaign, which is being carried out across the local governments in the state, is to ensure that people do not suffer in vain by voting wrongly. He stated that due to small margins in the ballot papers, some voters thumbprint across borderline, thereby making the vote void. Barrister Nwoji disclosed that Anambra State is leading in Southeast in the number of registered voters, with about 2.5 million registered voters, calling on those who are yet to get their PVCs to pick them up, as INEC is distributing the PVCs at ward level in various council areas.
Today, simultaneously in all the 27, 21 local government areas we are going around, this same program is going on in telling people exactly how to vote, where to vote, and how not to vote. The second aspect is that of vote buy-in, and then the third aspect is that of ensuring violence-free elections.
The traditional ruler of Enugu, Igwe Rafekpe, and his Enugu Agidi counterpart, Igwe Mike Chidozie, encouraged their subjects to come out en masse to vote come February 2019, assuring that there would be adequate security.
What if you have to about a presidential election? Why not a voter? Who you have voter? Or you can walk.
We cannot vote by our mouth alone except to pick up our cards, and I'm urging the audience to beg their wards, their families, and everyone they can reach out to collect the cards and let us vote for once.
A representative of Immigration Service, Njikoka Council Area, Mr. Ambrose Onyemechi, said that we collaborate with sister agencies in ensuring hitch-free polls, orderliness, and security, lamenting that some people are compromising themselves by collecting money for votes. The convener of the program, Reverend Kisili Chukwukamma, said the program aimed at educating Anambra on how to vote so as to minimize invalid votes, reminding them that vote buying is a crime, and called on security personnel to ensure security of lives before, during, and after the elections.
If you're voting and you are not voting correctly, the vote is useless. And so we gather people as National Orientation Agency to show them the right pattern of voting that will make your vote count.
From Njikoka Council Area, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
As part of efforts towards a peaceful, free, fair, and credible general elections, the Department of State Security in Dunukofia local government area has organized a one-day security-based interactive forum. The interactive session, which was held in the council's hall at Ukbo, attracted some traditional rulers of the council area, security agencies, INEC officials, captains of industry, among others. Correspondent Valentine Mbaduga reports.
The town hall meeting, which was tagged Security, a collective responsibility for a credible election in Dunukofia local government area, was aimed at sensitizing the electorate on the need to be part of the electioneering process this 2019 and at every election. It sought to also highlight the roles of all the stakeholders in ensuring adequate security before, during, and after election. delivering a lecture on the expectations of women in electioneering process. The Director of DSS, Anambra State Command, Oka, Mr. Yusuf Ishak, represented by the Principal Staff Officer Intelligence, Dr. Mrs. Rachel Osai, decried the low level of women participation in the electoral system. He noted that increased women involvement in the electioneering process will help bring peace and sanity in the electoral system, and called on eligible women to rise up and fill the vacuum for the good of Anambra and Nigeria at large.
Democracy, any nation that leaves out any part, any group of this population is not likely to thrive. There's no way development can take place in such a nation. So every group, including women, youth, and children, men, adults, the aged, they all have to be a part of the electoral process, the decision making.
The Divisional Police Officer, USPQ Division, CSP Hassan Lawal, urged the people of the state to remain peaceful and law-abiding, especially during the election, as violence cannot be of any good to the society. In their various speeches, the Dunukofia Local Government Area Transition Committee Chairman, Mr. Uchenna Omerie, and the DSS, Oka Principal Staff Officer Operations, Mr. Joseph Iwebi, who called on the people of Dunukofia to come out en masse and exercise their franchise assured of adequate security and violence-free election. Earlier in a welcome address, the Dunukofia DSS official, Joy Audu, reassured of greater commitment towards ensuring peaceful coexistence in the council area. On behalf of the Resident Electoral Commissioner, INEC Anambra State, the Electoral Officer, Dunukofia Local Government Area, Dr. Gabe Okoye, while assuring of INEC's readiness to ensure a free, fair, and credible election, called on the electorate to pick their PVCs which are being distributed at all respective wards of every local government in the state.
The Independent National Electoral Commission must not be partisan. There must be independence in the running of elections in Nigeria.
The traditional ruler of Iftedunu, Igwe Dr. Emeka Iluno, and his Nogu counterpart, Igwe George Oka Onwogu, called on the people to participate actively during the election to help enthrone leaders with interest of the people at heart. From Dunukofia Local Government Secretariat, Ubo, I am Valentine Mbadowa reporting for ABS News.
The Marcel Ofamata Foundation Medical Outreach for this year has commenced at Primary Healthcare Center Ozali Sofia in Agwata Local Government Area with a call on the people to always give back to the society. Correspondent Kenneth Chukwuchukwu filed the report taken from here.
Attracted many people, mostly the aged and children who seek medical attention for different illnesses. The chairman and founder of the foundation, Mr. Amechi Ofamata, revealed that the passion to serve the people and give back to society with the blessings of God are reasons for the medical outreach. Mr. Ofamata noted that health, being one of the sustainable development goals of the United Nations, has led to the foundation partnership with groups around the world to help achieve the feat, urging the people to always give back to society as government cannot do all alone.
The government can't do it all. We need to just have that at the back of our mind. You know, so they should go out and give out their best shot. You know, when we started people like this come together to get this kind of treatment, free surgery, we never envisaged this. You know, but we just felt it was the right thing to do, and so we did it.
The coordinator of the foundation, Mr. Innocent Ebuna, explained that the philanthropy of the founder cut across education, youth empowerment, agriculture, among others, as the outreach treats illness such as malaria, typhoid, cataract, and performs surgeries for minor and major ailments. He emphasized that the partnership with impoverished doctors from the United States of America is to ensure quality service to the people, as arrangements are being made to provide amenities for the community to help prevent some common illnesses.
The Master of Amata Foundation is partnering with the Emma Bridge Africa from USA doctors. So all the minor surgeries, minor treatments like typhoid, malaria, then ear problems and other problems to make sure that people are being helped.
Some of the beneficiaries, including Mr. Patrick Okafor and Mrs. Janet Madibugo, thanked and prayed for the founder and his team for the kind gesture.
Ana m ekele Chineke na-ekelekwa ndị ọrụ a even though onwebeghị ebe m hụrụ a na-arụ ọrụ alụ ka esi ruo ebe a. Baji obi ọcha na-anabata ndị mmadụ.
The service is very, very wonderful. Eziokwu ha agbanika. Ịhụ na ahụchichara ndị niile bịara ebe a. Nke ka nke anyị hụrụ n'ime ha wụ obi ọma. Ndị bịara abịa ji anabata ndị bịara nọ.
The federal government has filed a motion before the Code of Conduct Tribunal asking for the removal of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onoye, as the CJN and the chairman of the National Judicial Council. According to available reports, the motion was filed by Musa Ibrahim and Fatima Danjuma Ali on behalf of the Attorney General of the Federation. The move, according to the government, is aimed at ensuring that Onoye is not a judge in his case, and that the next in line of seniority, Justice Ibrahim Mohammed, becomes the acting CJN, pending the determination of the substantive suit. The plaintiff asked the court to compel President Muhammadu Buhari to name the next most senior judge as the acting CJN and the chairman of the NJC. Nigeria's push to grow her non-oil exports suffered a setback when her 37,000 tons of cashew exported to Vietnam were rejected because of high price of the commodity. The Deputy Executive Secretary, Federation of Agricultural Commodity Association of Nigeria, FACON, Mr. Peter Bakari, who made this known, said the price volatility was due to lack of conducive business environment. He said this made the price of raw cashew from Nigeria to be higher. All right, we're done with that news. We're going to take a break. When we have done, the news continues.
This is ABS, Heartbeat of the East.
Glad to have you back. A massive fireball that engulfed people scooping up fuel, spilling from a pipeline, ruptured allegedly by thieves in central Mexico, killed 21 people and badly burned 71 others. It came just 3 weeks after new President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador launched an offensive against the fuel theft gangs that drilled dangerous illegal taps into pipelines, an outstanding 12,581 times in the first 10 months of 2018. Crowds of townspeople are often involved either aiding thieves or collecting spilled fuel in primitive containers. The leak was caused by an illegal pipeline tap in the small town of Tahulpan, about 100 kilometers north of Mexico City. According to State Oil Company, video footage showed dozens of residents in an almost festive atmosphere as whole families gathered in a field as the geyser of fuel sprouted dozens of feet into the air from the tap. Serena Williams swatted aside Ukrainian teenager Diana Yastremka in straight sets today, powering into the Australian Open last 16 as she chases a record equaling 24th Grand Slam tide. Williams defeated world number 57 Yastremka 6-2, 6-1, and next faces either Sister Venus, who is unseeded this year, or world number 1 Simona Halep. The 37-year-old won her 23rd major down under 2 years ago, while 2 months pregnant, and she Booker's favorite to claim an 8th Australian title, despite being seeded 16th. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging onto our website, www.absradiotv.com. Like I said, www.facebook.com/ABS Radio Television, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Just before we go, a recap of the main points. Governor Biano has urged voters to protect their votes on election day. State governments will investigate cause of fire that raised education markets Woli out on Onitsha. Federal government has asked courts to remove Onorin as CJN and NGC chairman. On the foreign scene, many have been killed as leaking pipeline explodes in central Mexico. Thanks for watching. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. Good night.